All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us here this morning to talk a little bit about the possibility of virtual internships in this climate where travel is more challenging than it has been in the past. We have seen a new kind of area of internships open up for students, and that is doing some work virtually. In particular, this is extremely helpful for international locations. And today we are going to be talking about the possibility of virtual internships with the Sehgal Foundation. So we have a number of folks here with us this morning who will be presenting and sharing information about the foundation, about the internship possibilities, and we'll get to talking about next steps as well. So I'd like to start out by introducing Professor Alan Bradley, who is currently the department chair for the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering here at the University of Iowa, and has a long-standing relationship with the foundation and with the on-site work that is happening in India through the India Winter M course that has been taught a number of years. So Dr. Bradley, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Anat. Yes, for many years, I have been involved with Marion Musty, raise your hand there, and we have been teaching one of the sections of the India Winter course entitled Water Poverty in Rural India. And our partners are the Sehgal Foundation. They're our hosts when we go to India. They are the ones that are really out there in the field that are facing these problems that we're trying to address the problems in rural India. And we learn so much from them each and every time we go on this 3-week winter trip. But during our trips, we also meet others from the United States and some from India and their students who are visiting as well for a couple of weeks, sometimes a couple of months, doing internships. And I've always been intrigued to sort of see just what they're doing and just, the students, the energy they bring is really amazing. And in speaking with some of the folks that are here today from the Sehgal Foundation, we learned about virtual internships. And Marion and I were both really excited by this opportunity because this is a chance to kind of continue to engage, to work on projects remotely, and build on just these years of great collaboration that we've had. So I'm just so happy that everyone we just have so many great guests from the Sehgal Foundation here, but also from international programs that want to support this. And so I'm hopeful that Marion and I can continue to help and interact with the Sehgal Foundation with these virtual internships. As students are here at Iowa working, you have someone who's connected to this place, has done a lot of work, has a lot that we can bring and help you with this. So as a virtual internship, you'll have people both in India at the Sehgal Foundation, but also some people locally that will be working with you. And so maybe let's go around and let's introduce some of the people. Jay, why don't you introduce yourself?
Oh, thanks, Alan. Very good morning, everyone, and pleased to be here in this session this morning. And my name is Jay Sehgal, as Alan said. I've been associated with the Sehgal Foundation for now 18 years, and I am a trustee of the Sehgal Foundation in India and the executive vice president in the United States. And I just want to add to what Alan has just said. This program is unique in the sense that it has a continuity over the years. So the students who would be interested in interning with this program, they will learn what was done in the past in this program and where they are today and how they want to continue on with their internship over the coming winter program. This year, of course, everything is going to be virtual, and so I think there's a lot of learning, understanding what was done in the past and how we can take in the future. So I think this is a tremendous program. So thank you, Alan.
Yeah, thank you, Jay. We first met Jane actually in India near Delhi on some of our early trips. Jane, could you introduce yourself? And you're on mute right now.
Thank you. I'm a law professor who ended up heading the Fulbright Commission in India for 8 years, returned to teach law in the US, and then came back to head the Sehgal Foundation as CEO for 5 years, and have stayed in touch with the Sehgal Foundation since I left India in 2016. I'd like to say a few words about the supervision at Sehgal Foundation. The senior staff at the foundation have been there. It's actually a very stable staff at the senior level, and they have a lot of experience with supervision of students. So I think it's a real opportunity in that respect for students who are interested.
Wonderful. Let's see. We actually have a visitor from the foundation who's in India right now. I'm guessing it's about 8:15 p.m. for you. Meenakshi, thank you for being here today. Could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Alan. Good morning, everybody. My name is Meenakshi, and I work for the foundation as an HR manager. So I'm primarily involved in the HR operational work as well as coordinating internships from India. So I have completed 2 years with the foundation, and it's awesome 2 years, I must say. And it's great to work with the students and professors who come every year and visit us. So it's a great motivation for us as well as the supervisors. We get to learn a lot from the students, and also exchange of information happens. So I'm based in Delhi right now. So that's about me.
Yeah, thank you. Meenakshi, you're such a great host when we visit. I remember last year and during the summer. It's great to see you again. I'll just quickly go and introduce some people who have been with us on some of our trips. Oh, I'm sorry, Aaron. I also wanted to catch you from the Sehgal Foundation. Aaron, please, could you introduce yourself?
Sure, thank you, Dr. Bradley. Good morning. My name is Erin. I am the Development and Communications Associate for the Sehgal Foundation. Been working with them since April, but I actually had the opportunity of being an intern with the Sehgal Foundation in India back in 2015 before my undergraduate career. And I can just really speak to what Jane was discussing, the relationship that you can really develop with the supervisors, the senior level staff at Sehgal Foundation is truly unique. I am still in touch with Pavan Kumar, who was my supervisor when I did my internship. He helped me get an affiliation in India when I was applying for a Fulbright. He met with me multiple times to work on my research project 4 years after I had been an intern there. So I can really speak to the fact that it's really truly one of a kind internship experience, and the staff really do as much as they can to work with the interns.
Aaron, thank you so much. Let's see. So those are our visitors from the Sehgal Foundation. Let's see, some that have been with us on the India winter. Marian, could you just briefly introduce yourself? And
yes, good morning. Thank you everyone being in the meeting. I am Marian Masti with IHR Hydroscience and Engineering at the University of Iowa. And I am the initiator of this course in 2011 when we joined the bigger family of India wintering courses. At the times, there were 14, 15 courses um, provided, short courses provided in the same time in India. I like to say that we came late in 2011, but we became one of the best course. And why I say that, so first of all, I want to say that everybody has a host in India. Each host, every course has a host. But given that we have Sehgal as our partner, made the things very, very different. We are now, I consider, family almost, Sehgal Foundation, and they actually, Jane remembers very well, years when we needed help there and we got help. And this is what I mean when I mention Sehgal as a family, not only as a collaborator and the host. Then I would say that we become the successful course of the series. And it's not only about, going there, doing things very fast. In 2-3 days, all the students are working on their projects, and in 3 weeks, they provide products. Those products are used by the Sehgal Foundation, and we continue year after year to build on those results. I want to point another aspect of this course. It's a real life project. Nothing is about demonstrating anything. It's a hands-on, going in the field, going in the villages, and virtually, I assume that will continue that strength of the course. And it's a real type project open to everybody who is interested in water scarcity, water delivery, and so on, which is a big deal for those areas where we work.
Thank you, Marian. And Sydney, you were with us on the India Winterim trip this last January. You might just introduce yourself and maybe a sentence or two on what you did when you were, the work that you were involved with.
I'm Sydney. I'm a senior civil engineering major here. So as Dr. Bradley was saying, I went to India last year, and I worked on some salinity within the wells, school wells nearby. There was a rainwater harvesting well.
Perfect. Yeah. No, Ed, like I say, there's many projects that the Sehgal Foundation is involved with, some that are in rural areas that are surprisingly close to Delhi, but really all through India. And certainly last but not least, we have from international programs very much supporting our work, Russ.
Sure. Good morning or good evening, everyone. I'm Russ Gannum, Dean of International Programs. Our office has worked very closely with the Sehgal Foundation and with the College of Engineering on internships, as well as the India Winterim program. Our focus is virtual now for the time being, but obviously we look forward to the moment when we can resume our in-person work. And we thank the Sehgal Foundation and the College of Engineering for all of their support and collaboration over the years.
Yes, thank you, Russ. And Doug? I don't know if we can hear you, Doug, or not. But Doug, we work with all the time when we're doing our India Winterim course, and has very much helped us in the study abroad aspect of that work. And then finally, our superstar in the College of Engineering, who just helps all students with study abroad internships, Anat. Thank you.
Thanks, Alan. And I realize I did not actually introduce myself. And so my name is Anat Leptov, and I'm the Director of Global Experiences in the College of Engineering. And so now that we've got this great group of minds together, we did want to go through a presentation about the Sehgal Foundation. And so we'll turn that over to Meenakshi to show us a little bit about the foundation, about the internship possibilities, and what you might be involved in if that's something that you're able to partake. So I'll go ahead and have you share your screen, Meenakshi, and we'll be able to go from there.
Sure, thanks, Anat. So let me know if you're able to see my screen.
Looks good.
Great. So to start off with the presentation, first of all, I would like to give a brief overview about what Sehgal Foundation is. I'm sure a lot has been talked about it during our introduction, but Sehgal Foundation is a public charitable trust registered in the year 1999, and it was founded by Dr. Suri Sehgal and Eda Sehgal. What they did is they used their entire proceeds from their business to build this foundation, and this foundation with a vision that each person across rural India is so much empowered that they are able to lead a more secure, prosperous, and dignified life. And the mission of the foundation is to strengthen community-led development initiatives. So the foundation is basically, it works on five core values, which are integrity, professionalism, excellence, optimism, and respect. Coming to the work that the foundation has done so far. So currently we are working in 1,000 villages and 10 states. So the reach of the foundation so far is 2.5 million. And as you can refer to the slide for more details, data and figures with facts. So the work that has been done at the grassroots by the foundation and the team. So this is our reach. And the foundation has 4 core programs: water management, agriculture development, good rural governance, and transform lives. And to support these 4 core programs, we have our in-house support function team, which is outreach for development and rural research. So we'll discuss in detail what each program does and is involved in. So first of all, we have water management program. So the foundation's water management program primarily supports the revival of traditional water bodies, construction of water storage infrastructures, and safe disposal of wastewater. And it is also involved in innovating household level technologies for safe drinking water. Again, training other NGOs and communities on water resource management and safe drinking water. And it is also involved in research and development of water management technologies. So we have a dedicated team under water management program. And as you can see, this slide speaks data. The villages that has been covered so far is 880. And the data that we have referred to is till March 2020. So I would ask students to refer to this slide to refer more in detail as to what work has been done at the grassroots and what all has been achieved. So this is the impact. The second program that the foundation runs is agriculture development. So under this program, it basically promotes sustainable livelihoods by building the capacities of farmers, including women producers, and it introduces improved agricultural practices and new technologies that increase crop yields, conserve water, and improve soil fertility. And again, research and promotion of new agriculture techniques. The impact of agriculture development program is we have covered 436 villages under this program, and a lot of beneficiaries have been benefited. So again, the data can be referred from this slide. The third program that the foundation has is good rural governance. So this program primarily promotes citizen participation in local governance for strengthening democracy at the grassroots. Then it also empowers citizens to work collectively for better delivery of government services, and helps in building the capacities to improve functioning of village level institutions and create awareness about important health and sanitation issues. So this is a good rural governance program. And the impact that it has created so far is 640 villages has been benefited. And again, the data speaks for itself. So one can refer to the slide for more in detail. The fourth program that we have is Transform Lives. Basically it is one school at a time, because this program primarily focuses on empowering school children by providing them with access to drinking water, better sanitation facilities, and also provide a safe and conducive learning school environment and digital literacy and life skills training. So under this program, the impact that has been created is 70 schools have been transformed completely, and 77 school management committees have been trained. So students have been reached out so far is 848, and 3,603 boys and girls have been trained. So this is the impact of Transform Lives. Now, for these four programs, we have our in-house support function team. So the outreach for development team, we have our in-house this community radio station known as Alfaze Mewat. So it runs 13 hours a day, and the reach is for 225 villages. So every day, 225 villages are reached. And basically this function develops podcasts and videos, print and information, education and communication related information. So our Alfaze Mewat is an in-house radio station. So a lot of villages, and during this pandemic, it has played a great role in, during this mental stress issues or any issues that the villages are facing as of now. So we are taking care of those. Another team that we have is rural research. So we have two wings under rural research. One is research monitoring and evaluation, which is involved in participatory research and impact assessment. And another is development research and extension, which works on evidence-based research. So these are the two in-house research wings. Apart from that, the foundation is also involved in internship and volunteering program. So as you can see, it's mentioned that like currently we are doing virtual internships, and we have come up with this concept more frequently. Due to the pandemic, we are continuing virtual internships, and the more details can be referred by clicking on this link, which is mentioned in the slide. I'll also walk you through the process as to how and where you can find the information related to internships. Then these are our awards and recognitions, the prestigious awards that the foundation has received so far, and the Ministry of Jal Shakti and Ministry of Water Resources being one. So receiving award from Government of India itself is very prestigious and motivating as well. So these are the award related information, and the same can also be found on our website. These are our partners, the current partners. Again, Government of India being one of them. So Niti Aayog, UNDP, Ministry of Women and Child Development. So these are our partners, and the same information are also available on our website. So with this, we come to an end of the slide, but I'll take you to the website where we can refer to more details related to the internship. So in the meantime, if anyone has anything to add, we can mention it here. In the meantime, I'm switching the screen.
Well, I'll just say, I think one of the things that always impresses me when we visit the Sehgal Foundation, we I'm an engineer, so we are focused on some of the engineering aspects. Sehgal Foundation takes a very holistic approach to things. So they're not just looking at technical solutions, but they're also working with communities, and they're really, partnering with the people that are there. And there's just a great deal of sort of local knowledge and dealing with issues beyond just the technical side. So it does always impress me. We're involved in some of the water development issues, but when you think of Sehgal Foundation, it's so much broader, and many of their intern activities will just kind of cover the range from being very technical to being, very much supporting, let's say, some of the supporting the development of women's groups that are part of the communities that they engage with, and helping them to solve some of those local problems there. So although, like I say, our course has focused on the water development side, the internships are much broader, and the history of those is really much longer than our course. It's been going on for so many years.
Thank you. So this is how our website looks like. So our website is smsfoundation.org. Let me know if you're able to see the screen.
Yes, we can
Okay.
see it.
Great. So here is what we need to click on, Get Involved section. So once we click on the Get Involved section, we'll come here under Internship and Volunteer Projects. So all the relevant information related to the internship are mentioned here. As you can see, we have currently updated our website, like we are not taking any regular internship applications till the end of this year. However, we will check what the status is in the next year, and hopefully this status will be removed. So this is the list of internship projects for regular internships. As you can see, the topics, qualification, duration, location, everything is mentioned. So this is related to in-person internships. Then virtual internship topics are mentioned at the bottom of the page. This is virtual internship topic. So again, the frequency or the monitoring meeting frequency, you can see it's weekly, fortnightly, and the project description, topics, supervision details are also mentioned. Then this is the policy of interns. So for international internships, these are the details you can refer to regarding the policies, the eligibility and application process. And then I think, yeah, and this is the virtual internship policy. So we have a policy, separate policy for virtual internship as well as for in-person internships. And so all the relevant information can be found here. As far as the application process is concerned, um, as you'll know, once the applicant is selected, once the student is shortlisted for the internship, so the supervisor takes an interview and then selects a candidate, and this student will submit their statement of purpose along with their resume, and then the supervisor and the student or the intern will work out on the timings, on the meetings. So the coordination or the exchange of information will happen between both of them. So this is the application process is simple for in-person as well as for virtual internships. It's just that in virtual internship, the students will be doing it virtually. However, in in-person internship, the accommodation and the lodging and traveling to and fro from the airport, those things are taken care of by the foundation. So, and of course, they get to stay in our green building and the campus, green campus. So that's about the in-person internship. And then once the internship is completed, at the end of it, the student will do a final presentation in front of the staff, and then they will be receiving certificate of volunteering or internship. So that is it. And then also the students will fill an evaluation form, which will be a feedback form, and that will be the end of it. So this is the application process. If anyone has any question related to it, or if Jane, if you want to add anything that I missed, or Jane.
I don't
I'll
think you
stop
missed
the screen
anything,
share.
Meenakshi. I think you might mention what the accommodations are, looking hopefully to the future.
Yeah, so it's a green building. It's a kind of studio apartment, you can say. The students have all the facilities in the room, except for the common areas will be the cafeteria, and there's this room, entertainment room, or you can say where um, television and everything is there, which is shared, so we can watch the entertainment channels and everything. So primarily everything is there in the room. So and we have great cooks at our foundation. They have been working there for a very long time. I'm sure everybody has something or the other to say about them. So delicious food is one thing that is the USP of the one of the USPs, I can say. And yeah, the campus is green, and it's very much near to the metro station. So every facility is nearby, and we have great support staffs.
So in terms of going into Delhi, maybe Erin would say a word. How easy was that?
Sure. So the campus is, gosh, I would say like a 5 to 10 minute walk from the nearest metro station. So during my internship, I was there for 2 months over the summer with a group of other interns from the University of Florida. And we probably went into Delhi, I would at least say 3 to 4 times a week. The metro system in Delhi is absolutely incredible. I lived in Chicago for my undergraduate experience, and the L does not even remotely compare to the metro in India or in Delhi. You can get to pretty much anywhere within an hour that you want to go visit in Delhi. You can go really anywhere. It's a really great experience.
So, and just one more thing on in person, because I imagine people who do a virtual internship will probably want to go there in the future. We see a lot of repeat players in our community. Erin being one, she told you she had been an internist when she was just out of high school and then went back as a Fulbright after college. But in terms of going to the villages, how does that work? I mean, this is a safety issue, and what does Sehgal Foundation do about getting interns to and from villages? Meenakshi, maybe you can handle that, or Jay, either one.
Yeah, Meenakshi.
Sure. So whenever a student visit fields or the field location, so somebody from the office accompanies them, especially the project team member, or we make sure that the person goes with the student, and the entire day is planned, pre-planned rather. So the information is information is shared by the intern about their schedule. So when they have to travel, and accordingly the travel arrangements are made. So from taking the intern to the field and bringing them back from the field to the office is very much taken care of by our admin team, and it's timely and everything. So people pack their lunch, breakfast, and they are on the go to the field. So yeah, that's the
We
field
look forward
visit.
to the return of those days.
Yeah.
We have had a virtual intern this year. Would you like to say a little bit about her work?
Yeah. So we had a virtual intern. Her name is Nina Gulati. And she has recently completed her internship under the supervision of Ms. Neeti Saxena, which was under Development Research and Extension Department. So recently she has presented her final presentation, and soon a paper is going to be published regarding the work that she has done under the supervision of Neeti. So yeah, I mean, she had great learning and experience to share, and that will be soon put up on our website. So there's a section where the prior interns share their learnings and experiences. So one can also refer to their learnings and experiences and gain information from what they have achieved so far.
Fantastic. So maybe if we can see, Cassidy, are there any particular questions that would be helpful for you to ask at this point? We can also touch base with you later, and we'll start with that, and then can share a few more kind of logistical details of aspects of what else you can do with the internship once you've secured that, as far as gaining some credit, maybe at the University of Iowa, etc. So. Anything, Cassidy?
Yeah, I was wondering when these virtual internships would take place. Like, is there a timeline? Would you like them to start at the beginning of the semester or in the summer months? Yeah, if there's any deadlines for applications, stuff like that.
Yeah, so basically, you can send the application, the supervisors will review, and accordingly will set up an interview or in person virtually. And then, I mean, it totally depends upon the interaction and what timing best suits and when they are available, because currently they are also, because of different time zones, they are also traveling to different field locations when now and then. So accordingly, they'll work out on the timings, and if the project, the topic that you have selected is in sync with the requirements and all, then yeah, they will confirm the date, and accordingly, it will be coordinated mutually.
But basically, it's not required that it match a semester unless there's an academic reason to do that. But in terms of Sehgal Foundation, there's flexibility about when the internship could be, whether it's summer or, you know, part of the spring, all of the spring, over the winter. That they're flexible on that when supervision is available.
Got it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's definitely very helpful to know. As far as in-person internships, I just wanted to maybe get a sense from Russ and Doug, if we, as we're thinking ahead maybe to summer, is there a sense of when we might know whether that's an option, so that students could then, you know, move forward and apply if we know that summer might be a possibility to actually travel in person?
Right. At this point, I would say that I'm not very optimistic about the summer, just because, and I want to be realistic. I mean, I'm an optimist by nature, and I know that one of the principal tenets of the Sehgal Foundation is to promote optimism, and I very much so support that. But at this point, while we're hopeful about the development of the vaccine and its distribution, it's really hard to know what its effect is going to be worldwide. And at this point, if we just look at the travel restrictions that have been imposed worldwide, they're still very tight. They really haven't loosened very much. I mean, people can travel sort of on a one-off basis, but the types of, you know, transcontinental travel and just the air routes that we saw before have not come back. It doesn't mean that they won't at some point. I think they will, but to believe that everything will resume to at least halfway to a halfway normal situation by, say, July or August is really, I think, kind of unrealistic. The other thing, especially with respect to in-person travel is that consulates and embassies have not reopened, and they're doing so on a very gradual basis. We had, for example, if you do take India, I mean, we have at least some faculty and students who are there now. They haven't been able to get visa appointments. With a new administration coming in, who knows if things might loosen up. But at this point, I think we really have to be cautious, and we would just ask students to be very careful in their planning. While it's not impossible to rule out a visit this summer, it's not realistic. So I think that's one of the reasons why we are promoting these virtual opportunities.
Absolutely, very helpful. And, it sounds like with the flexibility that is available, it could be a longer term internship. It could be something that is done throughout the semester as sort of an additional, along with classes that are being taken. And that would be something that would be worked out with a foundation staff. I do want to mention two other things as far as kind of logistics. If for engineering students, there is a possibility of having your internship noted on your transcript. And that would be through registering for a 0 credit course. And so that would be through the College of Engineering. And if you do secure an internship, you'll want to be in touch with myself or with our Director of Career Services, Travis, and he'll be able to sign you up for that. And then it'll appear on your transcript, either a full-time internship, part-time. I'm sure we'll find a way to indicate that it's virtual. And then that just, provides an extra kind of backup to your resume, indicating what it is that you've been working on. I believe for students in the College of Liberal Arts, there is an option to do that as well through the Office of Career Services, the general one in Pomerantz. So definitely encourage you to look into that. As well, there may be a possibility of working with Professor Bradley and Professor Musty to do perhaps some, if there's an academic research area that you're focusing on, it may be that you would be able to work out an independent study project along with the internship to have the internship provide some of the background for that academic course that would then be a 4 credit for FOR, not for credit course. So those are a couple of helpful sort of ways that you can utilize the internship placement. One other resource for students who are looking to complete their application and present a CV or a resume, if that's not something that you already have or would like some assistance with that, in the College of Engineering, we do have peer advisors who are seniors who are specially trained to work on resumes and CVs and cover letters to be able to explain your interest in an internship. Similarly, the Pomerantz Career Center for students in liberal arts also has peer advisors and resume reviews. And they can definitely help you put together an application that will focus on the things that you need to show that you're a competitive candidate, so that the supervisors at the foundation will be interested in working with you. So anything else that anyone would like to add at this point
Yeah, I'd like to ask Alan. I think in the introduction, Alan, Professor Bradley, you mentioned that you and Marion would be people to whom Iowa students could go if they wanted to touch base. I imagine Sydney might be also willing to do that since she has visited. So how do you envision that local contact role that you described to me?
Well, let's see. What I learned on my travels was just that experience in working with the Sehgal foundations and the problems and what the issues are in rural India, was really helped me think about their problems and what would be sort of good solutions. So the role I'd like to play is if there's a student who's working on an internship, I would like to be able to help bring some of that local knowledge and just sort of experience having been with US students who are now traveling to India. One thing that I think is great about that internship is that there's a chance to work on a problem over a period of time so that you can get a degree of depth that we often can't do in a course. In a course, we actually have people who try to divide up a project, and you might work on a part of a bigger project as part of a project team. Given that we've traveled there, we kind of know the context, I would like to work with interns that are here at Iowa, but doing this virtually to kind of help support the work that they do. And also, you know, every time I travel to Sehgal Foundation, I learn more. So in some ways, I would like to learn more through the activities that the interns are doing. I think what's great too is that the projects that are listed for internships really just span the activities from not just this one village that's close by, but really all over India and delving into new problems. So there's kind of a range of topics that you could engage in. And like I say, I think we have both technical expertise and local knowledge that we would like to be able to work with the virtual interns to kind of support their efforts when with their mentors in India.
I wondered if Sydney, you have any comments about how that work that you did in India with Professor Bradley and Professor Musti, what that has meant to you. I realize, again, we're shifting from virtual discussion to in-person, but we are looking forward to that in future times.
Right, yeah, it was amazing. Like, it was nice to do research. It was only 3 weeks, so it was a really short time, but it was nice to do research in a way that I knew was directly impacting people, something that I'd really never done before.
And I think that happens even for the virtual intern. The virtual intern who wrote a paper this year wrote about rural health practitioners, because there's a real lack of rural health practitioners in India. And she looked at what different states were doing to try to increase the number of rural health practitioners with, short certificate programs as opposed to a long process of becoming an MD or a MBBS in India. So I think you can have impact even if you're not on site, and some of that feeling will come through from a virtual internship.
And I'm glad that Alan mentioned the winter course. While it's certainly not required, the virtual internships would be a great introduction and springboard for anyone considering the winter course.
Absolutely.
Doug, I appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, because I know it's self-serving here. We're always trying to recruit for the course, but me personally, I'm just oftentimes students who go on the course have an interest in working internationally or working on these kind of global issues to do that. And there's a degree of commitment that's required to kind of get involved or make that work in your schedule. But I think if you have any inkling of wanting to get involved in that way, a virtual internship is really such a great introduction to that. And given the the partnership we've had with the Sehgal Foundation, being able to follow that up with maybe a summer internship visit, or come with me and Professor Musty on the 3-week course. I think those opportunities are there. So I was excited about these virtual internships because it's a lower barrier to really get involved and experience working with such a well-organized professional group that's doing such great things in India. We couldn't be luckier to have the Sehgal Foundation as our partner with this.
One
And
thing
I'd like to just
go ahead.
I'd like to just add to that. I'm sorry earlier I had some technical difficulties, but I'm one who has been around since the beginning of the winter session and the start of this program. We've had a variety of course topics taught during the winter, but they've all been consistent in that there's been a social entrepreneurship thread that runs through them, and strong partnerships with organizations on the ground, some wonderful organizations across India, but our partnership with the Sehgal Foundation is certainly at the centerpiece of all of the good things that we've been doing in India.
Jane, you were going to mention something, and we'll probably wrap up after that at that point, given just the time that we're at. So.
Sure. I'll pass off to Jay. I saw he was going to need to drop off. Would you like to say some closing words?
Yeah, I think this was a very good session and a lot of information for the students who are thinking of doing internship, be it a virtual, be it in person. Hopefully, we'll have some maybe later next year in person internships, but as of now, it's everything will have to be virtual for the safety of everything. I just want to just touch up on one aspect of safety. Safety is the very, very key concern for all the interns that come, be it from India as well as be it from the US. Jane has very clearly explained, and Meenakshi has explained, how when the students that are on campus, we take all security is taken care of. They don't need to worry about, this becomes a lot of concern for international students, what environment I'm getting into. As well as we take care of full security of the students traveling to the villages. They always travel with our team members. They're given clearly do's and don'ts in the villages. So there's a very clear instruction, and they travel in our own vehicles. Safety and everything is very well taken care of them. Now, when the students are on their own, when they venture out to Delhi and those areas, that's very difficult for us to really monitor in any way, because they are pretty much on their own. And generally, I think we have done that when the students are there, we do organize one retreat kind of thing to the nearby, like Taj Mahal to Agra, for example, and things like that. Those are part of the because we have gone so far, you should see some of the things in and around that. But those also are pretty much organized by the Sehgal Foundation, again keeping the safety in mind, and we want that aspect. So I think those are the key issues. I think there's a lot of opportunities for internships, virtual as well in person. We are here. I live in Des Moines, so I can type my email here, and Jane will share her email ID, and so will Meenakshi. Please reach out to any of us if you have any questions. And Jane heads our internship programs in the US, and Meenakshi does the same thing in India. So we will be pleased to answer any questions anyone has. So thank you once again. And I'm sorry, I have a hard stop, so I have to get off now, and then the discussions can continue. Thank you again.
Thank you, Jay. So I think we'll probably go ahead and end the recording part of this as we, yep, so thank you for the emails in the chat. And I will also, Cassidy, I can send you everyone's information as well as obviously the recording in the PowerPoint, if that is okay, that Meenakshi shared. Any last comments before I pause the recording here?
Just wanted to say one thing in terms of international programs. There is plenty of support, plenty of coordination. If a student ever has a question, please come to us and we will connect you to the right individuals.
Fantastic. And same, I think, would be said for anyone in the College of Engineering or Cassidy, anyone in other colleges as well that works with these areas. So thank you again to everyone for taking time this morning. I'll go ahead and stop the recording if you need to head off. Thanks again for